Hello. I still don't know how to start these things off. Hello, dear listener. I don't know, viewer, whatever. Welcome back to another chapter, another episode of whatever you want to call this thing. I'll leave it up to you, to the dear viewer. I'll leave it up to you. What we should call this thing. Today's topic, but last topic was, does it ever get better? And today's topic, chapter is, will I end up alone? Which is not gonna make for a great title, but I'll improvise. I'll think of something. Yeah, will I end up alone? It's a question that I ponder a lot when I stay up late or go to bed. It's something I think of a lot, and it's on my mind basically every day. I wanted to say it's on my mind some days, but as I'm not getting older, but as the days pass and I spend more and more time alone every day, I realize that, I don't know, I start to think that, yeah, maybe finding a girlfriend or settling down with someone in the future is not a possibility in my books. Maybe I'm not meant to be with someone. I feel like this is just me, but I have the strong belief that there's people in this world who are just, they're destined to be alone. They're meant to be alone. Like, you were born and then it was just decided by someone. I don't know, God, the universe, fate, whatever. It was decided, like, yeah, this kid right here is gonna be alone. He won't get a significant other. He'll live alone. He'll die alone. I don't know. I feel like that applies to me too. 'Cause so far I'm 19, or technically I'm gonna be 20 in a month. I'm gonna be 20 in September, which I'm recording in August, so a month from now, basically, or half a month even. I'm gonna be 20 years old, and a 20th year of never. God, this is gonna be a long list, so bear with me. 20th year of not having held hands with a girl, hugging one, or having my first kiss. None of that. I don't know. It's pathetic. I'm gonna turn 20, and I have it's not my friend, but my friends, like, my friend's friend. I don't know what you call that person, but he's just a person I know a little bit, and we follow each other on TikTok. I think he's like 17 or 16. I don't know anymore. I really don't know. But we follow each other on TikTok, and he posts like photo dumps of a couple of months that pictures taken over the course of a few months. And I remember him being in a call once talking about some, like, there's this really cute girl. I started talking to her, I fumbled it, and there's this new girl next week, started talking again, and then fumbled it. And now he posts pictures of him and his girlfriend at some concert and kissing and stuff. And I just stared at my phone. It's like that scene in American Psycho where he was staring at Paul Allen's card with, like, rage or whatever emotion that was. I was kind of doing the same. It wasn't rage. It was more or less, I'd say, jealousy and sadness, because he's like 16, 17, like 3 years younger than me, basically. And here's me, almost 20-year-old with no experience in nothing. My eyes still tear up when I try to keep eye contact with a person. It's messed up. I've spent 20 years on this earth, or almost 20 years, jeez. Okay, almost 20 years, and I still, hello. I still can't keep eye contact with a single person. It's not even about girls anymore. I can't keep eye contact with anyone. No, it's something I've struggled with my whole life. I'm always gonna be this like awkward kid, awkward adult who stares at anything but your eyes or your face when talking to you. He just stares at like the ground, fiddles with his fingers, you know, stuff like that. It's gonna stay this way forever, and I don't wanna like blame anything on it, cause I feel like it's just me being me, but I sort of want to say maybe like being autistic is part of it, because I finally got an official diagnosis. I went to some doctor who I waited for like a year for a call, and finally got the study thing, went there, I got diagnosed with Asperger's and autism. I don't know what like the level or whatever autism stage thing it is, but I'm autistic, you know. I've had that on my mind for years. I'm known, but I got an official diagnosis, and yeah, I can't. Maybe that's why I can't keep eye contact. Why I hate it so much. But okay, I was getting sidetracked. I'm so sorry. I've been invisible for my whole life, you know. I don't know who he is, but there's this clip of some guest on Joe Rogan's podcast. I think it was some artist. He was talking to Joe Rogan. He was like, "Oh, in high school you had this game like pick a superpower, invisibility or flight. I'm already invisible." Like, I remember it so clearly. That's what he said. It really resonated with me because I've been invisible my whole life too. You know, only people I haven't been invisible to are my parents, I guess, and my family in general. Even my friends, you know, sometimes it feels like they just forget me. The topic of invisibility, I've been invisible to girls my whole life too. It's not just, it's people in general, but more specifically girls, I guess. Like throughout, I don't know, kindergarten, middle school, elementary, whatever, high school, right? All the schools you go to as you know, progress through life, I can count on one hand the amount of interactions I've had with a girl where I didn't have to start the conversation myself. I can count that on one hand. It really changes a person, you know. It really does, you know. Going through your whole life, seeing your friends, you know, not doing anything, like being just effortless, and girls just talk to them. Or I don't know, if you're a girl watching this video, then I guess your friends seeing guys talk to them, or you seeing your friends talking to guys, like it's effortless, you know. It doesn't really have to be a guy problem, you know. It goes both ways for both genders, I guess. But yeah, that's what's really hurt me, you know, because I put all this effort into making sure my hair looks good every morning I step out of the house, making sure you know, my clothes fit together, like go together, and I actually look sort of okay, and I don't want to, you know, hide away. And I put on all this effort, I don't get anything, and then my friends are here with like the most ridiculous haircuts, or not ridiculous, but just some like really, really plain haircuts. They don't like try at all. You can see it's like, I don't know, they just look funny, and girls just come up to them and like, "Oh hey, do you have this homework or this and that," and or they just, not even school related, they just strike up a normal conversation with your friends instead of you know, some small talk, maybe normal talk, you know. Because high school, I told myself at first that this one girl who interacted with me, I wouldn't fall for her, because it sounds stupid, but I fall for every girl who shows me the least bit of attention, you know. If they even like talk to me for a second or just smile at me, I just fall for them, you know. And I told myself, no, I'm not gonna fall for this girl. She's just some classmate. And then I don't know, a few weeks after we had the first interaction, I was in, you know. I don't want to say in love, but I had a crush on her. I liked her, and I don't know. Ever since that first interaction, I just wished she would come up to me again, and she never did. Or well, she did a couple of times, but it was so like the smallest of talk ever that whatever she said to me meant nothing, right? Like there was no point in even talking, you know. But he talked to my friend, like just constant, and like it was like I don't know, like I wasn't even there, and that really messes with you. It does, you know, the one girl you like, and instead of talking to you like she did one time, she starts talking to your friends, you know. It sucks. But there's nothing I can do about it, you know? Nothing. I don't know, I guess, like my earlier point said, I guess I am destined to be alone, you know? Like, elaborate on this little situation further with the girl, the crush. Me and her, we both like anime. My first ever interaction with her was me wearing a Tokyo Revengers hoodie that I embroidered myself. And she like tapped me on the shoulder. I was like shocked. I was like, what? A girl talking to me? Like, out of all people, me? And I was like shocked, right? She was like, oh, do you like Tokyo Revengers? Do you like anime? I was like, yeah. Oh yeah, I noticed, yeah, your hoodie has the Tokyo Revengers logo on it. I was like, oh yeah, I made it myself. And that was like it, right? Then next day, she talked to me again. She was like, oh, do you read like manga? What animes do you watch? Have you watched this? I was like, yeah. And we talked like a couple of minutes before class started, right? And then that was kind of it. We barely talked after that. We talked a few times. We talked about anime again. I showed her some manga spoilers that she asked for. I showed her like the panels, and I was hopeful. I was thinking like maybe this is my big break, you know? Maybe middle school wasn't for me in terms of relationships. Maybe high school is it, you know? Every day I go to school, I was hoping like, come on, please talk to me, because I didn't know what to talk about with her. I don't know what conversation to strike up. I was hoping she would come up to me, and every time she did, my day would get better, you know? I found myself being happy by the end of the day every time she talked to me. But every day she didn't, I wasn't miserable, but I was just neutral. I was like, meh, whatever. And then there was this one day where I was like hoping for her to come talk to me, and she instead tapped my friend on the shoulder. She was like, oh, have you watched any romance animes, or what animes do you watch? And I was in my head, I was seething, like I was infuriated, because like I was like, come on, man, you got me right here. We talked so much about anime, like come on, just talk to me instead. And that's where it sort of started going downhill. We didn't talk much after that, and that was it. I just, for the next 3 years, from 10th to 12th grade, I was just this silly little guy who had a crush on her. Had a crush on some girl who was like way out of my league, cause like man, she was pretty. She was really pretty, man. I never confessed to her. I wanted to. There was a time in middle school as well where I confessed to a girl. She ghosted me. It was I remember it so clearly. It's 5th grade. I sent her a message because we weren't at school. It was a weekend. I just had to get it out there, right? I just wanted her to know. I told her like, don't tell this to anyone, but I like you. She saw the message, never responded. Not even at school. It's like whoever I messaged wasn't her. Like, she just completely ignored me. We still talked in school, but it was like we were just classmates, no friends, no nothing else, you know. It really hurt. I didn't make much of it at first because it was fifth grade, but as the years went by, I keep thinking back to it and it haunts me, and I'm devastated, you know, because I had a real chance with her. Like, we were genuinely like sort of friends. We hung out occasionally, you know, and it hurt. And then high school came around. I think it was 12th grade. Yeah, 12th grade. The FNAF movie came out, and I thought, you know, great. I'm gonna invite her to watch it. And as we're walking back, cause we shared the same path, walking home, because we went to. I mean, not we. Me and my friend, we went to watch Jujutsu Kaisen 0, and as we're walking back, we saw her. She was walking the exact same road as me, exact same path home. So I thought, you know, this is perfect. I'm gonna invite her to watch this movie as we're walking back. I'm gonna confess to her. And then I sort of heard as I was on my phone, she was talking about her boyfriend, and I was just, I don't know how to describe it, but you know, she was talking about her boyfriend and how they were gonna do some, I don't know, hang out or something, go somewhere, right? And I was just devastated, man. I was devastated times two. It was 5 times worse than what happened with the previous crush. It was 5 times worse. Because I wanted to confess so bad. I had such a great plan laid out, and turns out she's been seeing someone for a year. You know, I'm not mad at her, because she can date whoever she wants, and she probably would have been happy with me anyway. Because over the years, I realized I'm not a very fun person. I'm pretty boring. Because, I mean, all I do is I sit in my room, I play video games, or the occasional guitar if I'm really bored, and that's that. I don't really have great conversation skills. I feel like, I don't know, I'd be fun to be around for the first few months, but then if I ever moved in with a girl, she'd be bored, she'd probably leave. That was such a long talk about my crush. Wow. Yeah, after all the stuff I talked about, it really keeps me up at night. Thinking like, will I ever find a girlfriend? Will I have the nice dream that I've thought about, where I'm like a, I don't know, husband, and have a beautiful wife and a kid, 2 kids, whatever. Will that ever happen? Most likely not, because I don't go outside much. Someone's probably gonna tell me, why don't you just go out, find someone, go like hang out in places. I'm not gonna do it alone. Okay, I don't want to. I've had social anxiety for the past 5 years now, and it's not really an excuse, I know, but it started from COVID. I wasn't some quiet kid before COVID, but as soon as we went behind the computer screens for online classes, I just, I became shy and quiet, and that's how I got social anxiety. It's been there for 5 years. I've struggled with it. I go on walks occasionally, trying to ease it. Because if I don't go outside for a while, I get really, really nervous, and the only way I can ever go out is with my mom, So I have to go on walks occasionally to lessen it. But even that's becoming sort of hard. What was that? It's becoming sort of hard to do even that. Just going out. I did go out today. It was quite a long walk. It was nice, but becoming more and more scared of going out. I don't want people to notice me, because I think I'm so ugly and I dress badly. I don't want to go out anymore. And then also, someone's gonna tell me, my mom's told me this, why don't you go out with friends? Thing is, I have friends. Wow, big real here, right? I have friends. I only go out with one friend out of all of them because we live really close by to each other. Okay, we live like maybe like 1 kilometer apart. From like max distance is like 1 kilometer, but everyone else is like really close. And we don't go out. We've been friends. We've all been friends since middle school, and we just don't go out. We only hang out through video games or Discord calls, and I only go out with one person, one friend, and even that's been cancelled now. I haven't been out with him once this whole summer because all this guy does, he's going on a bad path, and I've tried to help him. I can't. It's just he won't listen. He graduated from middle school. He's like 16, 17 now, and all he does the whole week, the whole summer actually, for the whole 3 months, he's been out drinking. Our friendship's kind of dwindling here. Our friendship is really, really starting to. I don't like it. I hate it. He's the one guy I've hung out with. He's been my friend. Second place. He's been my friend the longest. He's in second place for that. And so that's why I don't, go out with. Ow. That's why I don't like go out with anyone. I don't know. I'm sort of this belief right now that the only way I'll ever get a girlfriend is through a dating app, and even then, I'm highly doubtful that I'll ever, I don't know, find someone meaningful or like worthwhile, because all I've heard from dating apps is they are garbage. Or not complete garbage. Sometimes you can find, your love of your life, but majority of the times I've heard it's garbage. You don't find anyone worth dating. It's a thought that keeps me up at night. Will I ever, if I ever give dating apps a chance, will I find someone actually worth to date? I mean, I'm 20, I should start using them, right? I'm not gonna do it for a while because... Is it weird? Should you call me weird for this? But I'm gonna start using dating apps when I move out into my own place. That's when I'm gonna get a dating app and start thinking about my love life. Diamonds. In the meanwhile, I'll be just existing, hoping that some girl stumbles into my life while I'm out on a walk, because right now the only way I'll ever find someone is when I'm out on a walk and some girl comes up to me, because I'm way too shy to go up to someone. Seriously, I'm way too shy for that. I made a promise with myself though, if I ever find some shy girl who's like, I don't know, who's like me, I will go up to her. That's like the one promise I made myself, and if I don't do it, I can't live anymore. So, did I just anger that Enderman? Yeah. If I ever find like a shy girl who, I don't know, who's somewhere, I'll ask her out. That is the only way I'll do it first. Other than that, some girl has to come up to me, not the other way around, which it's never gonna happen. It's chances of some girl coming up to me instead of me having to talk to her is very, very close to zero. Unless it's a dating app, then sure. But I don't know when I'm ever gonna move out. I don't know when I'm gonna find a job. I highly doubt I'll ever have anything happen with me, anything good. In the meantime, I'll probably, keep suffering from this curse we call loneliness. I will probably keep suffering from this for years before I eventually either kick the bucket and die or actually find a girlfriend. Because everyone goes on and on about, you gotta love yourself first. You gotta love yourself before anyone comes into your life. And okay, fine, I get it a little bit, but I can't find a single thing about me to like. I haven't. I've sat down and I've thought about this for a while. There is nothing about me to like. Yeah, the only way I'll ever get my act together is if, I don't know, some girl just chooses me which only happens in fiction when you think about it. So it's nothing. Nothing's gonna happen. You know, nothing happens if nothing happens. I don't know what I just said, but it sounded cool. I don't think someone will ever like see me and think, oh, he's actually attractive or cute. I'll always just be this. I'll always just be this kid who just watches from the sidelines, you know? As everyone around him gets into relationships and is happy. You know, I'll always be that. I'll be that bitter old man you see in TV shows who's like really angry at like everyone and everything. Holy voice crack. Yeah, he's like really angry at everyone and everything. That's probably gonna be me in like 40 years, if I even make it to 40, 50. I don't think I'll ever even live to see 30. Because I'll probably die by then. I'll probably either kill myself or I'll die of like natural causes or something. Yeah, this rant is going on for way too long. I just realized I've ended both videos in a village, which is kind of a interesting pattern. Thank you so much for, you know, stopping by again. If you have something similar, if you've been in a similar situation, like I said last video, if you've been in a similar situation to me, you can comment down below. Tell me if you ever got out of it or if you started to improve. I'll read it. I'll heart it. Obviously, I'll leave a heart on it. I'll try my best to think of some reply that isn't awkward or stupid, and I'll reply to you. You know. So if you have similar experiences to me, or just wanna give me some advice, or just like this video, then let me know. Leave a comment. Tell me. I'll read it. I'll heart it. Everything. And thank you everyone for stopping by once again. Thank you for listening to me rant for 35 minutes is this recording. Yeah. Thank you for stopping by, listening, and I'll see you next time. I need to get my feelings out, you know. So see ya.